Alright, so we've looked at two different types of style sheets right now. We've created an internal one within the document. We've created an external one that all my website pages would link to. And there's one last kind, and it's called an inline style. So this kind of defeats the purpose of a style sheet. A style sheet should be something that you create once that you can apply to all sorts of areas within your whole website. If you did an internal one, that would be applying special styles just to anything within that one web page. And an inline style is one that you create just once for one instance in one area of one web page. Now, it may seem kind of silly, but I'll show you the reasons to use each here in just a minute. So again, let's say that we've got this paragraph tag in here. Maybe we want to style this one a little bit differently. And again, this is the only time that this would ever change here. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, right within my paragraph tag here, I'm going to hit a space. And what you do is we're going to apply a style. So we have to say style equals, now this should look just like your class up here, but we're not calling a class. We're creating one special style just for this text. And I'm going to say, let's change this color to red. So say color, colon, so this is just like how I create my style sheet, or my styles, where we create the attribute there, and we say colon, then we give it the information we want to add to it. So say color equals, let's go ahead and just say red. Alright, and we don't need to close that out unless we're going to add more styles to this, so we can just keep that right there. So open quote, closing quote, style equals, that should be all that we have to do here. Let's save our document. And let's come back to the browser and hit refresh, and you can see my text has turned red. Now, I kind of explained about the reason why you might want to use this. There's just the one instance of it. That's totally cool. But here's how style sheets work. They actually work in kind of a hierarchy. So if I had an external style sheet, that would be the first level of the hierarchy. Anything that comes within that external style sheet, will be applied to the entire website. But if I put anything internal here, if I created an internal style sheet, anything that I put in there, maybe I had created a separate version of sample text internally as well as the external. The internal version of it would actually overwrite the external. And lastly, at the top of the hierarchy is the inline style. So again, this could still say sample text, and I could say color red as a style, a separate style to this one. That inline style would overwrite an internal and an external style sheet. So again, there might be times when you just have to call it out just one time in one web page in one area. So you may want to use like an internal or an inline style. But for the most part, we're going to be using external style sheets. It's really the best way to use them. But just keep that in mind if you need to overwrite something. Now, for the rest of the class, we're going to be using internal style sheets just so you can see the code that I'm writing as I work on the one web page. I think it's just going to be easier to see. There is no right or wrong answer. Again, you're going to kind of learn what's going to work best for you as you start to develop web pages and websites. I think I've explained the reasons and when to use those style sheets, so hopefully you understand. But for right now, for these demonstration purposes, we're just going to be using internal style sheets for the rest of the course.